Hello everyone, welcome back to my Timberborn series. Last time we left off as the bad tide just hit, so that means we're currently in a bad tide and need to figure out what we're gonna do. We do have 3 unemployed beavers. I think I'm going to just up the power supply and turn the oil press back on, considering we do now produce some canola. They're actually harvesting it right now. And that means we will get additional food supply, which will be great. So currently we have 1 water pumper up and running. We do have almost 1,000 water stored, which will definitely get us, well, most likely get us through that bad tide. We're also building power supply up here. We had set this up just before the bad tide hit. But I think instead, since we do need some more metal blocks, we're first gonna start building stuff up here. So I do wanna close all of this up, but as I close this up, I don't want my beavers to go into the bad water, so I am going to delete these stairs, in the hope that I won't need them anymore after all. I am gonna build these up. I'm going to destroy this and then put in a dam. Reason why I'm doing this, I want to improve my flow speed down this path or down a path here, just so that our power wheel that we're going to place right here will actually have an increased power production, because it is like the water speed is quite important in this game. So it's very important to keep that in mind, and our beavers they're all hungry and thirsty, and I forgot that we were on a 24-hour shift, so we're going to turn this down to 16 so they can get a good night's rest. But they are, as beavers do, just working their way over here anyways. So we do want to connect it to this part up here to our smelters, which means we're gonna put in a connection up here, just like that, and then we're going to connect this just basically all the way over here. So this way, once they've built all of this, we're gonna delete that path, and I'm actually not gonna do this, because I want to keep at least one option of creating a staircase or a path above what we're building now, and potentially reconnecting this back up in case we ever need it. So this is hopefully current me looking out for future me. We'll see if that's necessary. So regardless, looking out for yourself, always a good thing to do. So we're going to connect this up here. We are going to build the connection through here as well. And in addition, how shall we actually do this? So I do want to bridge over this path, which I think I'm just gonna do like this, just to make sure, again, we can still build stuff over here if we ever need it. And I should probably put in a path like this as well, just so they have an easier time getting on this side of the dam. In addition, I'm going to high prioritize this just in case they're still building all of this as the bad tide ends. I want the water supply back up and running if it comes to that. And like I said, we're just gonna connect it all the way up. We do have connection here, we do have the connection here, and here I already see my first problem, which means we are going to remove this again, just like that, and are going to expand a platform over here so our beaver can still pass, or gather or scavenger flag can pass underneath to actually get to the metal over here. In the long run, we do need a different place to harvest our metal because things are already running a little bit low, but again, this is a bit more future worries. And with that, we have made the entire, this is the wrong piece, we have made the entire connection. So once this water wheel is back in, and I think I am going to prioritize it from this side, So once this large water wheel is in, we will actually start producing metal throughout the bad heights, which will be excellent because we are a bit short on this, which will be quite important, especially for building like large water tanks and so on and so on. So, you know, the more the better. So we currently don't have any of these left to harvest. Let's see, obviously none in stock because it's on pause. There's still some canola seeds in there, none in here, and only, well, 30 in here. So I think we do want to expand that harvesting area a little bit, just to make sure we do have a constant canola seed supply. Although we do have already 180 canola oil basically ready to be used. Now, for our soybeans, on the other hand, we are a little bit low. So, no pausing. Sorry about that. So what we are going to do, we are actually removing these over here. Let me actually just fully remove them and replace them with soybeans as well. And in addition, because we do have this spot over here that we're currently not using, so why not plant additional soybeans there? So we're down to 600 water with 7 days to go. That is not a lot. We went through quite a bit of water pretty fast. What we don't need is this guy over here anymore. And technically we do have still now 2 unemployed beavers. So what can we make good use of? So we could put some more in here, but maybe it would be worthwhile actually putting 1 water pumper back on. We do have this set up that it will let water through as this is being used up, which is great. And with that, I only activated 1 job, but I assume 1 beaver, yep, 1 beaver died of old age and 1 is injured. So, you know, overall, it's going okay. So the beavers have finished building all of this. Now I'm gonna keep high prioritizing at least the water wheel, even if we're not optimizing the water flow right in the beginning. I think it will be quite beneficial to just get this up and running. And I do think with 6 days left, that should happen still during the bad tide, which will be, again, quite beneficial for us. Not that we need the additional power once the regular water supply basically comes back, but overall, it'll be good to have. We now have 48 beavers. In order to produce enough water without losing anything, we would need to have 3 of these water pumpers up and running. We currently have 1 unemployed beaver. You know, I'm gonna turn this back on. Lowest priority, I think that is fine. Now we have 1 less hauler, but overall that will be okay too. And the water wheel up here is in using the bad tide water, or the bad water to produce power. Not that we're using it right now, but it is something that we will build or focus on as soon as this part here is in. So they do have quite a track to run to get from the main part of our colony all the way up here. But I think, like I said, overall I think that's fine. What I will actually do, just to make sure we are speeding things along a little bit, I'm going to build another temporary builder's hut. Just gonna put it right next to this. Super high prioritize it. And now we're out of water back there. So I'm going to pause this. I think we need the rest just to make sure our food supply doesn't die. With 500 waters and 5 days left, we should be okay, as long as our beavers only drink 2 water a day. So this will be a good check. If our beavers drink 2 water a day, we have about 50 beavers. That's 100 water per day, 5 days left. So we should be, or 4.5 days left, we should be down to 50 water as the bad tide ends. So this will be, again, quite interesting to see if this holds. And, well, I hope it does. So, in the meantime, can't reach this, right, because this is not built, but again, that's alright. They are putting a lot of work and effort into the large water wheel, which I guess is fine, because these should be built pretty quickly. yeah, overall, I think we're in a good space. You know what? We do have one unemployed beaver again. I'm going to turn this on, just to make sure, you know, I'd rather have one less hauler than overall one unemployed beaver who's just doing nothing. Technically, I could pause these, but then our haulers will go crazy and take all of the logs and scrap metal back out just to put it into storage, and then for me to turn it back on, that seems a little bit of a waste of time, to be honest. Next thing that we should probably consider is building this up a little bit, but again, no particular rush on there. So we're at 390 water with 1 day less, so it seems that estimation is about right, that each beaver needs, hold on, gotta look at this. It's so cool. I also love how these new models, I can actually tell that these are haulers and another hauler. You did see the farmers earlier working out, stretching out after a long day of work, which, you know, I very much appreciated. Overall, I should probably be stretching a bit more, but, you know, we all should probably do a little bit more for our health. But, you know, different topic, different day. So, you know, let's work on that. Anyways, so we are still waiting, but we should probably plan a little bit of what we want to do next. So the water wheel comes in. It probably will not actually be finished during this bad tide, or if so, probably at the very last day. So let's also, while we have all of this high prioritized, actually should slightly lower prioritize this, just so they build this additional builder hut that I put in, and I don't want to put it on lowest priority or one of the lower priorities, but, you know, semi-prioritize basically, so they can finish this. And I will actually turn this back off. And now that they have built this, they haven't even built this. What happened? Did that many people die? Interesting. Oh no, we have 4 unemployed beavers. So once they build this, they're all going to be in use, so to speak. And we have additional builders to speed all of this up. Because again, I just want to make sure we keep this whole season progressing fast enough so, you know, it remains interesting. Usually I wouldn't build so many builders right in the beginning or this early in the game. But in all honesty, it makes a lot of sense because it speeds it up. No need to wait around. Also wouldn't usually have this many beavers like running around throughout the day. We also have 1 homeless beaver now, which we do want to fix, but in order to keep this in like the shape it is right now, I kind of want to blow into the mountain here just to sort of homogenize the way this looks. While I guess we shouldn't prioritize the way things look, and overall, I think it will be quite nice if we do have this more as like a square area over here. Speaking of which, I think it would be great to have a connecting path, like a shortcut. You know, if your mate's over here, you're over here, you don't want to walk all the way around to say hi. So now you can take the shortcut, go to the pub together, like this little guy, hopefully, you know, no beer, but, you know, not judging. So, okay, we do have now 4 vacancies. We went from 4 unemployed beavers to 4 vacancies. A bunch of them died of old age, which I guess is to be expected. But we now have 12 builders running around to get our stuff built, and we're very close to finishing all of this. And like I said, the bad tide is about to end. So while we did finish it, or very likely will finish it before the end of the bad tide. Actually, nope, we won't, because I still need to build this. At least when the next bad tide hits, we have it all done, and then we can, you know, keep working on that. So, besides that, we do want to focus up here. Like I mentioned, we're gonna connect the power supply up here, and then actually build a halfway of our power supply. I was actually initially thinking we're building it up here, but maybe down here would make a little bit more sense, because why would you want to go even one further up when you can basically access everything down here? So if we are going to do this, the downside is we would need to, I guess we could plant it or put it over here so they can build it from up there downwards. Anyways, first need to focus on getting our water supply back up. So there's a bit of bad tide that's like it keeps accumulating here, which is a bit annoying in all honesty, because I do need to wait until our beavers are completely done. And what are you doing? Where are you going? Why did you go in here? I guess they produced a metal block, so he's collecting it. So now everyone is gone. I am opening it just to make sure there's enough flow in there to kind of move this about. It is diluted enough, so we don't need to worry about it too much. And now I'm gonna put it back to automatic, which, yeah, I guess that's all we really needed to do. None of our beavers were contaminated, which is good. It's always a bit of a gamble when I do something like this. Why is everyone... Oh, everyone is thirsty because we ran out of water. So let's turn these on and these on. And close above downstream level. That's not right. So that should be like this. I hope none of our beavers now will die of thirst just because I messed up again. So excellent. Water is over here as well, so we're going to turn these on again, and we're going to speed it up. So maybe our beavers need a little bit more than 2 waters per day, but it isn't quite 3 waters per day. Anyways, so this will ultimately not quite work for us. So I think we need to put another sluice in there. The ones down here that keep everything open, if it's below a depth of 0.15, I'm actually going to put this in again. And then we just have one above that also opens up if the water level down there goes below 0.55, which means initially we will have water flow coming in. Is this the right thing to do again? Nope, I am going to remove this again. We are going to put in a 1 level floodgate and set this to a 0.5 level, I want to say. Which looks like it would pop over and then there would be a constant stream of water in there. Well, this will just release water when we're in a drought, and you know, things are moving like that. We're still all thirsty. I guess our water pumpers will need a little bit of time to kind of satisfy everyone again, which now we're in a bit of trouble because the next bad tide is coming up and we have 0 water storage. So I'm going to put 2 additional water pumpers in there. We're going to use these as temporary additional supply. I'm going to high prioritize the building of these 2. So in the hopes that we will get enough water pumpers in there to, well, make it work. So, okay, 1 more in there. They should also immediately start working in there. And then the last one is in now as well. You know what, while we're at it, because it is also going pretty fast, we're gonna put in a platform here, put this on the highest priority, and then put another water pump. Oop, wrong button. Put another water pump up here, also highest priority, and then we're going to put this back on the 24-hour schedule. Sorry guys, but we really need that water. So again, I would love to automate this in the long run, so stuff like this won't happen anymore, but we will see. So now we're producing water. We are storing water again, which is great. I don't know if we're gonna store enough water to survive this next that high. Let me see if I can raise this a little bit higher. Yep. What if I raise it even higher? Still works. Still water flowing out. What if I raise it even higher than that? Still a trickle. And then that does not produce enough power for us. So 0.6 is probably a good height for us to go, which means that when the drought hits, there will be kind of as much stored up here as it can, but ultimately maybe we should consider, doing something more or something better out of this. So one more day to go. We actually managed to store 300 water, which is excellent. I'm hoping with another day to go we can double this to 600, hopefully even a bit more. We are actually very close to finishing this large water tank. I'm also gonna put another water tank in there. Once the next bad tide is over, we're gonna try to maximize our water storage for a little while. And in the long run, like I said, we do need to figure something out, because I would love to have all of this kind of filled up during the regular season so that, we're not scrambling like we are doing right now. So this is still on highest priority. They are producing, hopefully, the metal blocks. I guess they're not storing it in there, but immediately taking it and then moving it somewhere else. They've actually finished building this, something that I just need to keep an eye on once the bad tide hits, because there will be more water or more bad tide flowing this direction, and I don't want it to flow over. But the great news is we will actually be continuously producing metal blocks throughout that bad tide, which, again, will be quite beneficial just to wrap this up and to wrap up this ultimately, so we finally get some bad water to use, actually. So, bad tide started. I will let them keep pumping until basically this water supply stops. And I think this way we're maximizing the amount of water. We have 700 stored water with 17 days to go, so this will be tight. This will be really tight, to be honest. So let's see how far we can get. I will actually reduce the number of working hours back to normal. I'm going to pause all of these. This one too, this one as well, and we just leave one of them on pumping. Maybe I'll actually leave two of them on. We're also going to turn this back on because we do need the power supply up here. So they actually have finished building the bad water pump, which is great, in addition to this large water tank that is completely useless at the moment, but I guess that is all right. So let's focus on getting, right, I think I thought about actually putting our energy path down here instead of over there. But, ultimately it can't hurt to do both for now. So let's see how we're going to do this. What are we going to do? I do want to be able to walk down here with my beavers. So we are going to put a staircase here. I'm going to put another platform here and then connect this upwards. I think so. I think that makes sense. We're going to connect this upwards. And then we're also going to put this over here like that. I'm going to unlock the vertical shafts. 40 science, definitely going to do that. And then we're going to connect this up here in this direction, this in this direction. I'm going to put a three-way junction here and one shaft here. So now our beavers can walk all the way here, which means we can also build this in here with vertical power shafts, 2 up, 3 up, and then build the connection. All of this can be built. However, the next one and the ones after that, they cannot. But ultimately we want to build just in this direction. So let's figure this out first. So this is a 2-level depth. coming from here. We're gonna connect it like this. And with that, we have this connection. And you know what? I think the episode is already pretty long. I'm gonna leave it right here. And thank you for joining, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.